Today's reading is John chapter 14, verses 1 to 14, and we celebrate today the feast of Philip and James, apostles. Philip was one of the first disciples called by Jesus, according to John's Gospel, and himself went straight away to call Nathanael and bring him to Jesus, thus becoming one of the first witnesses to the Gospel. Later, Jesus tested him by asking how could they feed the great crowd of 5,000, and he replied that it would take 6 months' wages to buy enough bread. Later on, we see him in Acts chapter 8, converting the Ethiopian official. There are several Jameses. This one is not James the brother of John, nor James the brother of the Lord, but James the son of Alphaeus. We know nothing about him except that he was one of the 12, and probably his mother was one of the women standing at the cross. These two are celebrated together because their relics are laid to rest in a church in Rome dedicated to them on this day in 560. St. Philip and St. James is quite a common church dedication, often delightfully known as Pip and Jay or Pip and Jim. In today's Gospel passage, Philip asks a key question. Show us the Father, and we shall be satisfied. Like Thomas, who has just admitted, "We do not know where you are going," his understanding was limited, and he was struggling to make sense of Jesus' words. Jesus seems exasperated. "I've been with you long enough. Haven't you realised yet that in me you see the Father, God the Father incarnated in human form?" Well, I think it's fair enough that Philip hadn't fully appreciated that point. Of course, the Gospels are written in retrospect and aim to show the inner spiritual identity of Jesus, understood from a rather later date. The poor disciples were playing catch-up all the time. But Philip's question brings us Jesus' wonderful statement, "I am in the Father, and the Father is in me." Put that together with his words in chapter 15, where he speaks of the vine and the branches, and he says, "Abide in me and I in you, and you have the indwelling of the Father and the Son within each believer." What an encouragement for us, that God is so close, especially these days when we're hardly supposed to even leave our homes. God is not far away. We do not have to go off searching for God. There's no need to go hunting over a long distance. God is with us and within us, closer than hands or feet, as I think Tennyson wrote. Even the apostles reached this understanding slowly. We too can realise it more and more each day in our own experience.